Imagine standing in the heart of a world constantly in motion, where the rush of commitments, the weight of responsibilities, and the echo of uncertainties converge. Amid this relentless storm, envision yourself as an unyielding pillar of calm. Picture a presence so composed that the swirling chaos feels distant and inconsequential, unable to ruffle your inner tranquility. This scene isn't a mere ideal or an unreachable dream. It manifests a practice as ancient as it is powerful, Stoicism. Today, we explore mastering this timeless art, learning how to act as if nothing disturbs you, transforming your life from a cycle of reactive emotions to a journey of poised growth and unwavering inner peace. But is such composure genuinely attainable in the unpredictable whirlwind of modern life? The answer, grounded in centuries of philosophical wisdom, is an emphatic yes. The teachings of the Stoics, preserved through time, offer a guide to cultivating a resilience that turns adversity into a teacher, challenges into stepping stones, and emotional upheaval into opportunities for clarity. This discussion will delve deep into actionable strategies that empower you to reshape your response to life's inevitable trials and setbacks. By the end, you will carry a collection of insights designed to foster a calm as steadfast as a mountain, allowing you to navigate the world's chaos with the grace of a Stoic sage. This transformative skill isn't just a philosophical notion. It's a pathway to true mental freedom and enduring strength. Technique 1. The Stoic Mindset, embracing indifference. In an age where every glance at a screen bombards us with urgent notifications and a relentless tide of opinions, mastering the art of embracing indifference is a skill that seems almost revolutionary. However, contrary to its modern interpretation, indifference in the Stoic sense is not about detachment from life or apathy. It is an intentional shift in how we interact with the world, rooted in the understanding that the quality of our lives depends more on our interpretation of events than the events themselves. The Stoics teach that our perception can anchor us in peace or sweep us into emotional chaos. At the core of this teaching is apatheia, a state where our emotions do not overpower our reason. This does not suggest that we suppress our feelings or disengage from life's experiences. Instead, it empowers us to respond thoughtfully, placing reason above the impulsive tides of emotion. By doing so, we foster a resilience that helps us withstand life's storms and allows us to thrive within them. The practice begins with the realization that we control our judgments, not the external circumstances that trigger them. This understanding brings freedom. It shifts our focus from the unpredictable nature of the external world to the steadier ground of our internal one. Cultivating this mindset requires practice, yet the path to indifference is marked by simplicity. It starts with observing our reactions. When faced with moments of frustration, perhaps a missed opportunity, a critical remark, or an unexpected challenge, pause and recognize that these are merely external events. We hold the power to choose our response. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This maxim reminds us that while we cannot dictate life's circumstances, we have absolute dominion over our interpretations and actions. One way to strengthen this awareness is through daily reflection. Take a few moments each day to revisit instances where emotional reactions took the lead. Reflect on how a shift in perspective could have changed the outcome. This exercise doesn't only help identify triggers, but also ingrains the habit of mindful response. Journaling these reflections turns them into tangible lessons, reinforcing the choice of stability over chaos. With time, this practice builds a foundation of mental fortitude, allowing you to navigate life with an unwavering sense of peace and balance. The path to embracing indifference is not an overnight transformation, but a commitment to seeing the world through Stoic wisdom. We release ourselves from the grip of external turmoil as we focus on what lies within our control, our thoughts, attitudes, and responses. This cultivated calm sets the Stoics apart, enabling them to meet life's challenges with poise and purpose. In pursuing such inner strength, we do not deny the existence of emotion. Instead, we choose to master it, creating a life anchored in reason and enriched by thoughtful action. Technique 2. Mastering your reactions, the art of non-reactivity. Picture a scene familiar to many. You're caught in the snarl of rush hour traffic, the blare of car horns a cacophony around you, as you glance at the clock and see precious minutes slipping away. In such moments, frustration flares unbidden, threatening to tip you into a torrent of irritation. But what if, instead of succumbing to this impulse, you could pause, observe the moment, and choose your response? This is the essence of non-reactivity, a pillar of Stoic practice that fosters inner calm and deliberate action even amidst life's clamor. At the heart of mastering your reactions lies a powerful insight shared by Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and renowned psychiatrist. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. This space, brief as it may be, holds the key to the Stoic serene composure. It allows us to rise above automatic emotional reactions and respond rationally and purposefully. The Stoics believe that this practice transforms the way we interact with the world, turning what would otherwise be moments of turmoil into opportunities for reflection and control. To cultivate this skill, we must first become conscious of our triggers, the situations or interactions that ignite emotional reactions. Perhaps it's the sting of a colleague's harsh words, or the pang of disappointment when plans go awry. Identifying these moments is the first step in reclaiming control. Once awareness is established, the practice applies techniques that extend the gap between stimulus and response. One such method is the simple yet profound act of mindful breathing. When emotions rise, pause and take a slow, deep breath, counting to 5. This deliberate act disrupts the momentum of emotional escalation, allowing space for rational choice. Breathing exercises, like the technique known as square breathing, inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding for 4, are efficient in calming the nervous system. This focused breathing shifts attention from the stressor to the rhythm of the breath, anchoring the mind and creating the mental distance needed for non-reactivity. Over time, such practices become second nature, forming a buffer between the initial reaction and the following response. Complementing these physical practices is the cultivation of inner dialogue. The stories we tell ourselves in the heat of the moment can fuel emotional fires or douse them. The Stoics taught us to reframe this inner narrative with balance and wisdom. When faced with a setback, rather than succumbing to thoughts of defeat or anger, remind yourself, "This is challenging, but I have the strength to handle it." Replacing reactive, catastrophic thinking with composed reasoning reinforces non-reactivity and shifts your mindset from victim to active participant in your response. Historical examples echo the power of this principle. Marcus Aurelius, who guided the Roman Empire through plague and war, exemplified non-reactivity, reflecting his Stoic musings and meditations. In modern times, we see this practiced by leaders and athletes who maintain focus and composure under pressure, embodying the truth that non-reactivity is not the absence of feeling but mastery over it. Embracing the art of non-reactivity is a lifelong pursuit. It requires awareness, patience, and practice, but each moment of pause enriches your resilience and peace. By expanding the space between stimulus and response, breathing through challenges, and reframing self-talk, you can meet life's tests with the quiet confidence of a true Stoic, capable of turning the noise of chaos into a symphony of composed action. Technique 3. Reframing adversity, turning obstacles into opportunities. Life has an uncanny way of presenting us with unexpected challenges, moments when carefully laid plans unravel or unforeseen trials push us to our limits. In these instances, the teachings of Stoicism shine, urging us not to recoil but to look deeper, to see beyond the surface and recognize the potential for growth embedded within hardship. Reframing adversity is not about denying the pain or pretending that setbacks don't sting. It is about viewing these moments as the raw material for personal evolution and resilience. Central to this mindset is the Stoic principle that adversity is an essential teacher, one that tempers and refines our character. The idea, championed by figures such as Marcus Aurelius, is that obstacles are not impediments to progress, but rather the path itself. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, he wrote in Meditations. This perspective shift transforms moments of despair into opportunities for introspection and strength. The discomfort of failure becomes a forge for fortitude. The sting of loss becomes a lesson in acceptance and gratitude. To adopt this approach, we must ask ourselves a simple yet profound question when faced with a setback. What can I learn from this? This inquiry opens the door to viewing adversity not as a random misfortune, but as a tailored challenge designed to teach and strengthen. For instance, a missed promotion at work, though initially disheartening, might offer insights into overlooked areas for skill development or communication improvements. A problematic breakup might be the catalyst for self-discovery and personal growth that leads to deeper connections in the future. The aim is not to minimize the struggle, but to extract meaning and value from it, transforming the narrative from victimhood to empowerment. Gratitude, paradoxically, plays an integral role in this reframing process. It may seem counterintuitive to express thanks for hardships, but doing so shifts the focus from what is lost to what is gained. By practicing gratitude for the lessons embedded in difficulty, we train the mind to see silver linings where it once only saw clouds. A simple exercise is to end each day by reflecting on a challenge encountered and finding at least one positive takeaway, no matter how small. This habit recalibrates our default response to adversity, making us more adept at navigating future trials with grace and insight. Adversity reframed also becomes a source of motivation. Instead of perceiving obstacles as impossible, they can be viewed as invitations to sharpen our resolve. When faced with criticism or setbacks, the Stoic response asks, "How can this strengthen?" This shift in perspective changes our emotional response and activates a proactive approach to problem solving. The result is a mindset that doesn't just weather life's storms, but harnesses their power to propel personal growth. History is replete with examples of this transformative mindset. Consider Thomas Edison, who famously reframed thousands of failed attempts at perfecting the light bulb not as failures but as steps toward eventual success. Helen Keller, despite being deaf and blind, used her challenges as a foundation for inspiring millions with her writings and speeches. These individuals exemplified the Stoic belief that our most significant obstacles often carry the seeds of our most profound achievements. Ultimately, reframing adversity requires us to see beyond immediate discomfort to the larger picture. It asks us to trust that setbacks, no matter how severe, are temporary and can be leveraged for greater insight and strength. By integrating this Stoic principle into our lives, we unlock a powerful tool that allows us to move through life not as passive recipients of fate, but as active participants capable of turning every setback into a stepping stone toward a more resilient self. The result is a life where every trial, instead of breaking us, builds us more robust and more steadfast than before. Technique 4. Practicing negative visualization, preparing for the worst. It may seem strange to consciously contemplate loss, failure, or hardship, but within Stoic philosophy lies a powerful tool that defies conventional self-help wisdom: negative visualization or premeditation malarum, the practice of imagining worst-case scenarios. Far from promoting a pessimistic outlook, This technique equips us with a profound resilience that sharpens our appreciation for life's gifts and fosters unshakable peace in uncertainty. By visualizing potential losses, we prepare our minds for the unexpected and learn to embrace each moment with gratitude and acceptance. The practice of negative visualization begins with acknowledging life's impermanence. Take a moment to reflect on something you deeply cherish, your career, a relationship, or health, and imagine its absence. Picture the void it would leave and the emotions that would arise. Though momentarily discomforting, this exercise brings into sharp relief the value of what you have. When you open your eyes and find that these cherished aspects are still present, a renewed sense of gratitude follows, enriching your experience of them. The Stoics believe that by facing our fears controlled, we diminish their power over us and cultivate a readiness that mitigates the impact of future adversity. This technique also builds what could be called a mental shock absorber. When life delivers an unexpected blow, a job loss, a sudden illness, or a betrayal, you find that your response is not one of paralyzing panic, but of measured composure. You have rehearsed this scenario before in your mind, and while the reality may be challenging, it does not feel entirely alien. The initial sting is softened by familiarity, allowing you to act with reason rather than react with emotion. As Seneca wrote, "He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand." Incorporating negative visualization into daily life does not require hours of somber reflection. A few quiet moments in the morning or evening suffice. Close your eyes and imagine something simple slipping from your grasp, a favorite possession, a routine, or even an ability you often take for granted. This brief mental exercise shifts your awareness from taking things for granted to actively appreciating the present. The result is a heightened sense of contentment as you learn to value what is while being mentally prepared for what might come. A common misconception is that this practice leads to constant worry or an anxious mindset. On the contrary, by facing fears in a controlled manner, we often find that the worst-case scenarios we dread are not as catastrophic as we imagine. This realization alone can reduce anxiety, fostering an inner calm that strengthens our ability to handle real challenges when they arise. The Stoic aim is not to dwell on the negative, but to embrace the possibility of it so that when difficulties manifest, we are not caught off guard but ready to meet them with wisdom and poise. The benefits of negative visualization extend beyond personal growth and resilience. In professional environments, this practice sharpens strategic thinking and enhances decision-making by encouraging a proactive rather than reactive approach. Leaders who anticipate setbacks are better equipped to pivot and adapt, turning potential crises into opportunities for innovation. The Stoics remind us that life's certainty lies not in stability but in change. By contemplating potential losses, we build a mindset prepared for evolution and equipped to navigate the ebb and flow of fortune. In practicing negative visualization, we fortify ourselves against future distress and cultivate a profound appreciation for the present moment. Every hug with a loved one, every sunrise, and every simple pleasure becomes a vivid reminder of life's fleeting beauty. This Stoic exercise thus serves as both armor and amplifier, shielding us from the fear of loss while enhancing our joy in what we hold dear. By regularly engaging in this practice, we learn that while we cannot prevent misfortune, we can face it with a spirit prepared and a heart resilient. Technique 5. Cultivating inner peace, focusing on what you can control. In a world inundated with uncertainty, finding a state of inner peace may seem like an impossible pursuit. The constant hum of global events, the pressures of daily obligations, and personal setbacks all vie for our attention, threatening to erode our mental fortitude. Yet, the Stoics offer us a deceptively simple yet powerful tool, the dichotomy of control. By focusing solely on what we can control and releasing our attachment to what we cannot, we lay the groundwork for an inner tranquility that remains steadfast, regardless of the storms outside. At its core, the dichotomy of control, as articulated by Epictetus, divides the elements of our lives into two categories: things within our control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and things outside of it, such as the opinions of others, natural events, and outcomes of our efforts. This understanding may appear straightforward, but its application requires deliberate practice and consistent reflection. How often do we find ourselves consumed by the need for validation, frustrated by the actions of others, or anxious over an uncertain future? The Stoics teach that such worries are misplaced energies, siphoning our strength without yielding positive change. True peace emerges when we redirect our focus toward what lies within our grasp. To put this principle into practice, start by conducting a personal audit. Observe your daily thoughts and note how many revolve around aspects you cannot influence. Are you dwelling on a colleague's criticism? Are you preoccupied with potential outcomes beyond your control? By recognizing these moments, you create an opportunity to shift your attention to areas where your influence is meaningful. This act of conscious redirection transforms passive worry into purposeful action. For example, instead of ruminating over an outcome you cannot change, channel your energy into refining your skills or adopting a proactive approach to problem solving. One effective way to cultivate this mindset is through daily reflection. At the end of each day, spend a few moments reviewing situations where you focused on what was within your control and where you didn't. Celebrate the instances where you chose to act with purpose and make a mental note of where you can improve. This practice not only builds self-awareness, but reinforces the habit of mindful decision-making. Over time, you will find that your mind becomes less cluttered with unproductive anxieties and more aligned with purposeful thoughts. Meditation can serve as a powerful supplement to this practice. A simple exercise involves sitting comfortably, closing your eyes, and allowing thoughts to surface. As they do, categorize each one as within or beyond your control. For those that fall into the latter, imagine them floating away like leaves on a stream. For thoughts that relate to areas you can influence, acknowledge them with intention and consider actionable steps. This mental sorting fortifies your ability to release worries that do not serve you, fostering a more profound sense of peace and clarity. The beauty of focusing on what you can control lies in its empowering nature. You shift from feeling victimized by external forces to embracing an active role in your responses. It's a subtle but profound transformation that liberates you from the cycle of reactive living. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely noted, "He is most powerful who has power over himself." By committing to this practice, you cultivate a resilience that shields you from the fluctuations of fate, allowing you to move through life with poise and purpose. Developing this focus is not an act of surrender, but an embrace of reality. It frees us to pour our energy into what truly matters: our character, actions, and capacity for growth. We paradoxically gain greater control over our well-being by learning to release our grip on what lies beyond our reach. This inner peace, built on the solid foundation of the Stoic dichotomy of power, becomes a reliable anchor, holding us steady as we navigate the ever-changing currents of life. Technique 6. Living by nature, aligning with the universe. Imagine a life where your actions flow seamlessly with the rhythms of existence, where you find peace not in resisting life's tides, but in navigating them with understanding and grace. This state is the essence of living by nature, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy that transcends environmental harmony and extends into a profound alignment with the universal order. Living this way means understanding your place within the greater whole, acting with intention, and embracing triumphs and trials as integral parts of your journey. The Stoics believed that the universe operates under a rational structure, what they called logos, and that by aligning our will with this more excellent order, we could achieve true contentment, or eudaimonia, human flourishing. This alignment is not passive acceptance, but an active engagement with life's realities. It involves recognizing that while we have agency, we are part of a vast, interconnected web of existence. By accepting this, we cultivate resilience and adaptability, which enable us to navigate life's vicissitudes without being consumed by them. Practicing this principle begins with observing the natural world and reflecting on its lessons. Consider the changing seasons, the inevitable growth and decay, or the day and night cycle. These rhythms remind us that change is an intrinsic part of life and that resisting it leads to frustration and discontent. When faced with challenges, ask yourself, how can I work with this situation rather than against it? This mindset turns obstacles into opportunities for cooperation with the flow of life, transforming moments of struggle into moments of growth. A crucial element of living by nature is the acceptance of amor fati, or the love of fate. This concept urges us to embrace everything that happens, not with resignation, but with a willingness to find meaning. When unexpected events occur, rather than asking, why me? Shift the question to, what can I learn from this? This subtle change in perspective fosters resilience and a proactive attitude toward life's unpredictability. By accepting what is and responding constructively, we align ourselves with the natural course of events, finding peace in our ability to adapt. The Stoics teach that understanding our place within this grand design also brings a sense of interconnectedness. Your actions, thoughts, and attitudes ripple into the world, influencing those around you in ways you may never fully see. Recognizing this interconnectedness cultivates a sense of purpose and responsibility. When we act not just for our gain, but with awareness of our impact, we contribute positively to the fabric of existence. This perspective nurtures a more profound sense of belonging and fulfillment, knowing that our lives are part of something greater. Incorporating this principle into daily life requires both reflection and practice. Begin by spending time in nature or moments of calm, contemplating your role within the larger world. Meditate on the interconnectedness of all things and the impermanence that defines existence. Embrace challenges as part of your path, not as deviations from it. This practice encourages you to fully engage with life's experiences, balancing exerting your will and accepting what lies beyond your control. Living by nature does not mean relinquishing ambition or effort. It is about harmonizing your efforts with the reality of existence. Doing so makes you move through life calmly, unburdened by unnecessary strife. This alignment brings peace and a profound sense of purpose, empowering you to live with integrity, adaptability, and joy. As you continue to integrate this Stoic principle, you will discover that true strength lies not in forcing life to bend to your will, but in understanding the currents and navigating them with wisdom. In embracing this ancient wisdom, you step into a life of greater resilience and more profound contentment rooted in the timeless dance between your will and the vast universe. Conclusion. As we come to the end of this exploration into the art of cultivating unshakable calm through Stoicism, it's essential to remember that true strength is not found in controlling the chaos around us, but in mastering the response within us. Each technique discussed, embracing indifference, mastering reactions, reframing adversity, practicing negative visualization, focusing on what you can control, and living by nature, forms a robust foundation for a life marked by resilience, peace, and profound personal growth. The Stoic path is not one of passive detachment, but of active engagement. It calls for thoughtful practice, for the courage to look inward and reshape how we navigate the trials that come our way. Integrating these teachings creates a mental fortress that stands firm against life's unpredictable winds. Challenges transform from sources of frustration into opportunities for wisdom and character building. The result is a life that flows with purpose, where external disturbances lose their power to unsettle your inner harmony. Embracing Stoicism is a journey that unfolds gradually, requiring patience and dedication. Yet, every step you take in practicing these principles brings you closer to a state of calmness that benefits you and radiates outward, influencing your interactions and relationships. This path invites you to live with intention, to see each moment as an opportunity to practice presence, and to align your actions with a greater understanding of your place within the world. If you found value in these insights and wish to deepen your understanding of Stoic philosophy, consider this an invitation to continue your journey with us. Subscribe to our channel for regular doses of timeless wisdom and practical guidance that can transform your perspective and empower you to face life with a calm, resilient spirit. Let us walk this growth path together, discovering how ancient philosophy can illuminate our modern lives, bringing us peace, strength, and an unshakable sense of purpose. Until next time, stay true to your journey, stay resilient, and stay stoic.